Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to be talking about the editing process for Storytime, Storytime with Pastor Tia. First of all of the assets for the show are kept on the Google Drive. So it's on our G Drive, and the folder is Storytime. And in the Storytime folder, you will note several other folders, and I want to go over these with you. You have your audio, pretty straightforward, audio graphics, the open and close, raw video, which we'll be using that a lot, and ready for upload. So these are your main five folders that we have inside the Storytime folder, and we're going to go through each of these, and we'll talk more about them. I would encourage you to link the Storytime folder to your computer's desktop. That way, every time that there's an upload here, you'll have it on your desktop. Now, doing that, it will take up some hard drive space on your computer, but we're going to try to keep these fresh and pretty clean, and get rid of what we don't need any longer. Raw video. Now, this is where you'll be working out of most of the time. So there are there's a folder in here, and then there are the elements that are going to be pretty common that you'll see here that you'll be editing from. Right now, we have 3 items in here. When we get done with these items, they will move once we have edited these videos for each one of these each one of these shows. Once they're edited, we will then move these items up here to the folder that says to be deleted. So now all of these things have been edited and are ready to, either they have already aired or they're getting ready to air, but they've already been edited and it's marked to be deleted. Now it's important that we don't delete them yet, because it's very likely they're going to have to go back and make some changes with some graphics. All of this stuff is very new, and so it's kind of evolving. So we don't want to delete these yet, but they will be deleted pretty soon. Okay. So once we get done editing them, they will go into the folder to be deleted and be on hold until we get to the point where we're actually ready to delete them. So today's example, we're going to edit this first one here. So let's see if we can't play it. So what we have to do right from the beginning is we have to find out not just the name of the book that she's reading, but make sure we have the actual book. Make sure we have the actual, because sometimes books have the same name. So we want to make sure we have the exact book so we can get the artwork for it. So we're waiting for her to hold that book up.
We are going to read a book today about faithfulness. That's right. Faithfulness. Being faithful with what you have. If you are faithful.
So what I want to do, I just want to kind of scrub through to when she holds that book up.
So this tiny.
That's what I want to see. That says Tiny Island. So you want to kind of remember this image here. Tiny Island is the name of this book, and again, you'll see it in the name here. But again, sometimes books have the same names. But this is our book. So I want to click on the book. Now I want to download or save this book image here. So I'm going to go to Save As. I want to save this book cover into our folder that is labeled Book Cover. So I'm going to name it the exact same thing, and I'm going to select Book Cover, and I am going to hit Save. For now, that's all I need from Amazon. We'll come back here a little later and I'll explain why in just a second. Okay, now that we have that book cover saved, the next thing we want to do is we want to create the title slide that's actually going to appear when she mentions the book. When she introduces the book, we want to put up a title slide with this book on it. And it's very simple to do that, but for that, we're going to go over to our Finder, and we're going to go to, in our graphics folder, there's this image that's called the Blue Swirl Background, BKG. So I'm going to open that up in my photo editor. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to that folder. I'm going to look for that book cover, Tiny Island. There it is. So now I'm just going to drag this over to the background, and I'm going to enlarge it. Okay. So there we are there. I'm just going to add a little bit of a drop shadow to it. And I'll do that by going over, and I got my drop shadow. I'm add a bit of a blur to it. Gaussian blur. There we go. And pretty much that's it. That's all we really need for the title page. And again, this is what will pop up on the screen when she introduces the book. I'm going to bring it up just a smidget and kind of rock it over to the left just a little bit counterclockwise. And now that I have this, I am going to save this. I'm going to export this. I'm going to save it as a JPEG image. Okay, so now as you see, it pops up with the blue swirl because that's what we started with. We don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this name to what it is. It's called it's the Tiny Allen. I'm going to call this the title page. Okay, and there is a folder that is labeled title pages, and we're going to save it as a JPEG image. There we go. Now we just created our first graphic. Okay, so now that we have that done, the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and create our thumbnail image. So we're going to go into the graphics folder, and there is thumbnail BKG, thumbnail background. So we're going to take this, we're going to open it up into Photoshop or whatever your graphic editor is. All right, so there we go there. And then the next thing, we're going to navigate back to our graphics folder and go to book cover. We're going to look for that book, Tiny Allen. There we go. Now I'm going to click and just drag this over here. There we go. And this is our thumbnail image. This is the template that we're using now. We may switch this up from time to time to kind of keep it fresh. But Tiny Allen, this is our graphic here. And we'll add a little blur to it. Boom. There we go. And pretty much that is going to be our thumbnail for this particular book. And so I will go once again, and we're going to save this, save as. I'm not going to save to overwrite the background. You don't want to ever do that. We're going to save as, and we're going to go to our graphics folder. Now, the graphics folder, under the graphics folder, you want to navigate to the thumbnails. And we're going to call this Tiny Island. And again, we're going to save this as a JPEG. So there we go. We pretty much have our graphics done that we need to do, our custom graphics that we need to do done. We're going to get back to what we're going to do more with this book cover later on. But for now, let's go ahead and get into the editing process. All right, so I have my open and close in there, and I have my clip for today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing my clip back. So right there, right before she says welcome, I'm going to make my edit there. So we're going to move this clip down, and I am making room for my open. So I'm going to drag the open into place.
Hey boys and girls, it's story time with Pastor Tia.
Okay, so what I want to do is right after the little ding gets into place, right about there is a good point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the rest of that, and I'm going to bring over my clip that has the beginning. So here we go. Okay, right at the beginning, I want to add her name. So I will drop in the PNG file that has her name on there.
Boys and girls, I am Pastor Tia Maldonado, and I'm so glad that you joined me.
And for me, I like to keep these up anywhere between 5 and 8 seconds.
Glad that you joined me today. We are going to read a book today about faithfulness. That's right. Faithfulness. Being faithful with what you have.
So what I'm doing now is I'm listening for her to introduce the book so we can add our other graphic that we created.
Small, tiny, that may look kind of insignificant or unimportant. If you handle that well, the Lord will let you much, much more. So we must prove yourself to be faithful. If you're small, and watch and see how the Lord will bless you much, much more. So this book today is called.
So when she says this
this book today is called
we'll let her turn the book around.
Mose.
Boom. Right about there is where we want to add her graphic of the title page. So from our title page folder, we'll grab that graphic and we'll pop it in there.
Mose Tiny Island. Now, when I of this island, you might laugh because this island is indeed tiny. But you have to pay close attention to what McToad does to take care of that little island.
All right, so we're off and running. So she's gonna go through her thing, do her thing there,
So I'm going to read
and
this
read the book.
to
Now I'm gonna show you something that I do here. I think it's helpful. You can see if it's something I'm not sure if you can do it or not.
Moe's, a tiny
What I try to do is right here. I want to split this clip right here, and then I want to go all the way to the end when she's done reading, when she puts the book down. Last page of the book. Boom, right there. And I'm going to make another edit right there. And the reason I do that is what I try to do is when she's up on camera with her book and showing the illustrations, I try to make this a little bit more legible for the viewer. So what I do is I come in and I am going to just bring that in just a smidget and over. So hopefully people can see the illustration a little better there. And the reason I only wanted it on this part here. So what happens is we go from the wide shot here
here.
to when
of
she
that
starts
little island.
illustrating the
So
book.
I'm going to read this book to you about McToad Moe's, a tiny island.
There we go.
See how tiny that island
All right.
is?
So now the other thing that I want to do is I want to bring back her name right after she gets done reading the book.
Thursdays. Now,
Now, a little trick that I like to do is right after the edit there, I'm going to just drop it in right there. Now, you can add a dissolve to it. Make sure your dissolve is no longer than 1 second.
McToad every Thursday flies from a big island.
So she's talking more. She's talking more. The next thing we're looking for is when she asks people to send in their prayer requests.
How it was. And she was referring to Mina to do the right thing with small things and watch and see how the big things come your way. That was a really good thing. I hope you enjoyed it. Can you do me a favor? Can you send me your prayer request? I would love to hear from you. I would love
So she's asking for prayer requests there. I wait for her to get
to
done
read each
right
email
before she asks for the email.
from you. I would love to have your prayer request sent to
Right there, right when she gets ready to mention where to send the email request to, I want to get our email full page. And there it is. We just pop that on the screen while she is saying it.
storytime at cicorlando.org. If you email me at cic or storytime at cic,
And I'm going to fix that too. So
and ask your at CIC or storytime at
you see how she messed up right there? I'm going to fix that so nobody ever noticed the mess up.
org. If you email me at CIC or storytime at and ask your
So I'm going to take, if you email me, edit
if you email me at
at, I don't want where she starts to say CIC. So right about there should fix. And when I edit like this, I usually am editing for audio first, and then I'll go and clean it up with the video.
if you email me at storytime at cicorlando.org,
Yeah. And so I'll just extend this graphic over there, and no one would ever be the wiser.
orlando.org. If you email me at storytime at cicorlando.org,
Now, I'm going to get a little meticulous here because it sounds like a jump in the audio, and all I need to do really, I think, is add maybe a few frames in there.
you email me at storytime at cicorlando.org, I will respond.
I think that
to you,
works.
And I would love to hear from you. Send in your prayer requests. We have a prayer request today that
So we're pretty much good there. She's going to pray. When she gets done praying, I'm going to add her name again.
in you, God. And Lord, just like Tamina, help them understand in a very real, tangible way that you are real, God, that you are our Savior, that you are our Lord. And you're not just like you said, understand us. You are a real living God who died for us, who rose, and is coming again for us, God. I thank you, Lord, for boys and girls are learning to lean and trust and depend on you as their Savior. God, you're so big, you're so awesome, but you care about each and every one of us in such a personal way. Thank you, Lord, for who you are. And thank you, Lord, for your love that shows us. Thank you for boys and girls who join us sometimes. Bless them, Lord, with a sweet sleep tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Right there. Add her name one last time, and we're getting ready for our closing.
Battle, and I can't wait.
And on this last one, I'll leave it up a little longer, just listening to what she's saying.
Well, boys and girls, thank you for joining me tonight. I am Pastor Tia Maldonado, and I can't wait to see you again next time on Storytime.
Matter of fact, I'm going to take this all the way to the end. And when she says story time, I want that to be the end where we start with the close.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, there we have it. We have a show pretty well good to go. A couple of other things one other thing, major thing that we need to do before we're ready to export. If you recall in the beginning when we were getting our graphics together, one of the things that we did is we created a graphic where we saved the book cover. If you remember, there it is right here. All right, so what we do on this last page is we add recommended shows for them to watch next, and all we're doing is grabbing a couple of book covers and then we'll add them into the show at the end of this. This is referred to as our end card. It's very, very, very common in YouTube. We also use it in Facebook as well. So I'm just going to grab a couple of books that we've done before, that we've already done, that we already created the graphic for, already got the book cover for. And what I want to do with these books is I want to now bring these over her hand so it looks as if she is holding or at least pointing to these books. And I wanted these to be kind of small because on YouTube, we're going to cover these up. And I'll show you that in just a moment. So I'm going to bring this down and I want to bring this over her other hand. Right about there. And depending on the size of your book will determine how much you need to adjust it. So there we go.
Thanks for watching.
Pretty good, pretty good. That's it. And that's this last part, this end card where the book's going to be, that needs to be exactly 20 seconds. YouTube has it to be 20 seconds. So that's what we do, 20 seconds there. So that's the end of it there. I think we pretty much got everything good to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to export this and get it ready to be uploaded.
Hey, boys and girls, it's story time with Pastor Tia.
So now we're ready to upload our program, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate over to the folder that says where is it? That says ready for upload. I'm going to navigate to the folder that says ready for upload. I want to make sure my name is correct. There, I don't need those dates. I just want the title of the book, and I'm going to hit save here, and we're going to upload this program. All right, now we're ready to upload. Now, ideally, you want to upload it in a H.264 format. This program that I'm using allows me to export in a setting that is like Facebook 720p. 720p is our standard for high definition. It is a 16:9 format, and it is the basic high definition. That's what we utilize for everything that we do with CIC. So I'm going to hit Facebook 720 HD. And I think we are ready to go. So we're going to let this upload for a few minutes, and I'll be back with you. All right, our video has exported. It has finished rendering, and it is in the folder ready for upload. So that's what we're going to do. Is exactly what we're going to do now. So we're going to take this video and we're going to navigate over to our YouTube channel and click on the create icon, and we're going to click on upload. And here, all we need to do is just click and drag this video into the upload window. All right, here we go. So it has the name of the story that we're doing for today. This populated here, we want to delete that. We really don't need that there. But what we do want to do, we're going to go back to Amazon. And in Amazon, this has a description of what the book is all about. So what we want to do is we're just going to copy this information here. You know what? I think we'll go from here. just copy this brief description here of what the book is all about. I'm going to copy that, go back over here, and in description, I am going to paste this. But first, what I want to do is I want to say, tonight on Storytime with Pastor Tia, we're reading and done. Okay, so while that's doing it, there's a few other things that we need to do here. So we have the name of the book, we have the description here, which is very important. Then we're going to scroll down. We want to select a playlist. We want to make sure that we select Storytime with Pastor Tia. Hit done. Also, very important, we want to add that thumbnail image that we did earlier. So let's navigate to it. It's under graphics. Thumbnail, and there it is. There we go. There's our thumbnail image. So we got everything. This is still cooking. It's got perhaps 11 minutes to go here. But there are a few things we need to do as well. So here we need to make sure, this is a regulation from YouTube, that we declare that this is made for kids. We need to do that. That's one of their rules. So yes, this is made for kids, and then we'll click next. And this is pretty much all you can do for now with this page. You can't do anything with this page yet until the video is done uploading. Now, here's the other thing. Once we get to this page on the visibility, we want to schedule this. We don't want to go public, unlisted, or private. We want to schedule this for the date and time that it's going to air. This particular video is going to air on Tuesday, June 30th. So I'm going to go here, back it up to June 30th, and we're going to do it at 8 p.m. There we go. And I want to set this as a premiere, so it's important to check this box. This will let everybody know that it's going to go live at this time, so that's important that we do that. So it's doing what it's doing, and it's going to take a few minutes to get done processing and all, but we also need to do the same thing for Facebook. So I'm going to navigate over to the CIC church page. Make sure we don't get confused with the church family, but we want to go to Christ International Church. And the easy way to tell the difference is the church page will have our logo on it. The other one, I think, has Bishop and Pastor's picture on it. But look for the logo, and that's how you'll know that you're on the public page. We're going to click on Photo Video Upload. Now, it's going to pop open the window here to upload something. I don't want to do that, and I'll show you why in just a second. So I'm going to cancel out of that. Here's what we want. We want to post scheduling, and additional options are available in the Creator Studio. We want to go to the Creator Studio because it is in there that we'll be able to schedule it as a premiere video and put in all the information that we need to do. So now that we're in Facebook, we're going to click on the upload single video. We're going to navigate over to our Storytime window, look for the ready for upload. There is our video. Select it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll come back over to YouTube, find the book, the story that we just uploaded. I'm going to copy the description just so I have it exactly the same as on both platforms, on both Facebook and on YouTube. So there we have it there. Now I want to change my thumbnail just like we did before. I'm going to add an image. And let's navigate to where our thumbnails are in our graphics folder. Under thumbnails, there we have it. Boom, good to go there. I think that's it for this page, and now we're ready to hit the next button. We don't want to publish now. We want to go to premiere, and this show is going to run on June 30th at 8 p.m. And after we hit that, we can scroll down a little bit. There's one other thing here, and it has a playlist as well here, and we want to click Storytime with Pastor Tia. There we go. go. And that's pretty much it for this page. And then we'll hit publish. So while Facebook is finishing that up, let's come back over to YouTube and finish up here. There are a couple of things we want to do now to optimize this video to give it the best chances for good results. So I want to come over here to editor. And in the editor, this brings up the opportunity to do what we call in-card templates. If you notice, if you remember at the beginning when we edited our video, at the end of the video, we left this image here that lasts for 20 seconds. So what we want to do, here's how we're going to make this come to life. So what we want to do, we want to position our playhead there, but we're going to come over here, click the plus sign, and we want to add video. Now we got this video that popped up right here. So if you notice, you have this blue box that popped up here. We just want to drag that right over that image there. Perfect. And what we want to do is we want to come and select, we want to choose specific video. So I'm looking at this Super R, that was the video there. So I'm going to click this and I am just going to simply look for that video. There it is there. So now that video is going to populate there, but I want to do another one for the other side. So I'm going to again hit video and I'm going to drag, oh, wrong one. I'm going to drag this one over to the other side, and I want to make it big enough so you're not really able to see that image underneath. There you go. And what was the video? What was this? Tinyville, I believe was the name of that show. So let's go back over here and see if we can't find that video. There we go, right there. So there we have it. So these are the thumbnails for additional videos. Now, a quick word about this. So what happens at the end of the show, for these last 20 seconds, you've probably seen where you're watching a YouTube video and then at the end it will suggest or recommend another video. Well, you have an opportunity on these end cards to suggest what video the person plays next. Hey, here are 2 more videos that you might be interested in. Now, here's something that's very important, and people don't realize this. This is very important. YouTube, for lack of a better word, rewards you if you can get people to stay on the YouTube platform. They want people to come to YouTube and stay there. They don't want you to leave. They don't want you to do anything else. They want you to come to YouTube and spend all day there. So if they come and watch this episode of Storytime, at the end of this video, if they click on another video, you're rewarded in the algorithms of YouTube. So because what they're saying is when somebody comes and watch your video, they are going to stick around on YouTube. And of course, that's what YouTube wants. Now, YouTube, frankly, they don't really care if it's another one of your videos or another video. All they care about is that people stay on YouTube. For our benefits, we would like for them, if they're going to stay on YouTube, watch something else that we have to offer. So that is the whole purpose of this. This is very, very important and powerful. And a lot of times we don't realize the why behind everything. But I want you to understand this because this really, the end cards here, in conjunction with the details here, again, this triggers algorithms. So if somebody is doing a search, not just on YouTube, but even on Google, because guess what? Guess who owns YouTube? If they're doing a search for this book on Google, because we have this book in the description and we have it up here in the title and we say the book throughout and it comes up in the closed captions, it gives you a better chance for this content to populate not only on YouTube, but also on Google. So that's some of the important things about why we do thumbnails. Thumbnails are another big thing. It has been proven that when people don't know who you are and people not sure what your content is, they will click on a video solely based on what the thumbnail looks like. So those are just some of the behind the scenes, and there's so many more things that we can do to optimize this. But for now, I just wanted you to understand what this was all about. So now we've done it. We got this video ready to go. It has been scheduled. It's going to premiere. We did our end cards. We got our thumbnails good to go. We got our title. That's it. Congratulations, you've walked through with me on the process of editing videos and uploading them to our social media platforms, both YouTube and Facebook. Thanks for watching. I hope you get something out of this. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, give me a call, email, or something, and I'll be glad to help you out even further. God bless. Talk to you soon.